All right. All right. Okay. I know y'all can hear me now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We're not gonna do it over. What's up, A-Sound? It's your boy Robert Hatter. I was muted. Thank y'all. I did not know it was muted. I didn't look down at my. That's my fault. I didn't look down at my controls. I hit the wrong button. Thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much. I just love y'all. Y'all just know I love y'all. But it's one of those days. It's just one of those days. I'm telling you, it's one of those days. I'm not as quite prepared as I usually be. But it's Tuesday, and great day. A lot of stuff going to happen today, and I was mute. Maybe you didn't even need to hear what I was saying anyway. So didn't nobody hear but me. But what's up, everybody? What's up? Let me shout out to my starting five. The first 5 people who sign up to the Facebook feed. I wonder how that, but I'm still up here saying, how did that thing mute? I don't know. Just muted on its own. I promise you did. But look who we got today. We got Todd Byron, Melvin Dews. Melvin Dews, I got your videos of your son in the gym working out. I see you June bugging out there. Who else we got? Corey Willis, Sims. And that is Moody. Oh, men today. What's going on? Oh, all the guys today. What my girls at, man? Y'all know I don't like this. Let me go down this list. Hold up, y'all. When I kind of turn a little bit to that mean I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at y'all. Who else we got down there? Let me see one more minute. What's up there, Mr. Haggerty? Sonya. Thank you, Sonya. Sonya, thank you. Thank you, Rod Wells, checking my bar. Thank you, Corey. Kim, okay, Kim, I see Sonya. Kim put her ear up there. Kim put her ear up there. But Jimmy, he already on y'all. Jimmy wasn't playing with y'all today. He in here on y'all already. But hold on, Jimmy. Let me get through messing with these people. Let me get your background fixed up, Jimbo. Who we got? Tamika. Hey, Tamika. Marcus. Who else? You cooking with gas. That is Moody from the Windy City. Hey, Jim Norris. Gerald Woods. TSU Finest in the building. Michael Smith is in the building. Who else? Let me get everybody in the building. John Newsom. What's up, Doc? Jay. What's up? I was looking at my girls first. What's up, Hatter? Are you aware of the? Yes, I am aware of the subway situation. I've talked to my son already. He said, Dad, I don't ride the subway that much. And I said, okay, son. I mean, just, he said, no. He said, so he good. He's safe. He's safe. What it do, Garrett? Garrett, I'm glad you're on the air because Jimmy going to talk about Elijah Garrett today. Jimmy, I know you're in the green room. I'm going to bring you in a minute. But Jimmy, I had a note to myself. They telling me, ask Jimmy about, hold on, Jimmy. I threw it in the garbage, Jimmy. I got it for you. Ask Jimmy about Jacob Johnson and Elijah Garrett. They told me to ask you about that, so we'll talk about that. I can't, Kim Jackson said, I can't believe Destiny went 20 to the draft, but she's in there. I mean, where do you expect her to go? What's up, unknown user? Who are you? What's up, man? Unknown user, I want to know who you are. The ear, Sonya got an ear up there. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Todd Barely, he keeps up with our subscribers. The businessman is in the house. Jimmy, let me bring you on in. I think you're ready. Let me see. They didn't put Jimmy in makeup. Jimmy, they got your hat twisted. Our makeup girl got your hat twisted. Twist it back right.
That's the north side. That's the north side. Come on, Haller, you been in Houston long enough. Your hat go to this side, that means you from the north. Back in the old days, if you twist the other way, you from the south side. That's how people knew what side of town you was from.
Man, you kidding me right now? I ain't never heard of that shit.
No, dead serious. Dead serious. That's how.
What if you didn't wear a hat like me? What if you didn't wear a hat?
But back in those days, I'm talking about your caps, your ball caps. Back in the day, in the 80s, you had your ball, when everybody wore ball caps. Because remember, in Houston, they used to, you get letters pressed on the back of your ball caps. It meant some words on like a license plate. The back of your ball cap was like a license plate back in the early 80s,
I'm gonna
well,
pray
in the
for
mid
y'all,
80s
man.
for a lot of kids.
I
Yeah.
ain't even have none of those problems. I'm gonna pray for y'all.
Yeah. You twist your head one way, that let you know you're from the north. Twist the other way, it's from the south. And you
Okay.
guys that's from H-Town, and you can attest that you wore ball caps, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But man, what a good day on this Tuesday.
Great day.
Promise you guys I will be on time because we have so much on deck so that we can get the hell up out of here at 2 o'clock sharp. Now, we'll talk some grassroots basketball
Yeah.
in just a second.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, by the way, that name is Juck Caleb. You heard of a Juck Caleb Johnson? Huh? I mean, have you? Just say yes or no.
I watched a lot of them little young cats this past weekend.
Okay.
And that's what's so fun about it. Not only did I watch a lot of those young people play, I'm talking about from 4th grade on up. I actually watched more than one game of 4th graders. Watch more than one game of 6th graders.
Hey, you ain't about to be talking about them young people on this show. If you didn't talk about, I'm not going to let you talk extensively. Now, you can talk about Elijah, but because you told me long time ago, hey, Robert, I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, wait till you get into 12th grade. Wait till,
No, absolutely. But at the same time, times have changed. I didn't have nobody competing against me to watch 12th graders. So I'm going to go watch 4th graders. So that means now you bring your ass down and watch some of these 4th graders, and I'm going to be the first one. Everybody remember they first.
Let me tell you something. I stand corrected. Carry on.
There you go. Guess what? People hate a guy that's smarter than you want him to be. And I often been that guy all of my life. I'm smarter than most people want me to be. And so therefore, people hate that when you display your.
Does that take a lot of energy, Jimmy? Because I'm not having those kind of problems in my life. That take a lot of energy. Does that zap your energy? Are you like that?
No, that fire my competitive fuse.
Okay.
You got to realize I'm the son of a school. I was the son of a school teacher. So I would always understand. Don't get it twisted now. I embraced it, but I invited it.
Okay.
So meaning that, remember, we talked before.
If you happy, I'm all right. I just ain't got time for that.
That's understand something. Haters can make you or break you. It depends on you, not the hater. They can either make you or break you. So they can make you do better. They can make you prove their ass wrong. They can make them hush up. They can make you keep their ass busy. Or they can break you from sitting there trying to spend the time and effort to prove that. Wow. Either one.
That's awesome.
So that's food for thought. Let's talk some stuff. But like I say, these young people, I spent a lot of time watching them this past weekend. And a lot of those parents who were in the building, they saw me spending a lot of time watching their babies play and watching them or give, here and there, checking out some of the action. And this is, understand, while I'm watching 4th graders or 5th graders or 6th graders, it's not the same with the same eyeball of me watching an 11th grader or a 12th grader.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching them to evaluate them.
Yeah.
I'm watching them to basically just see and gauge the energy level of the teams, of the parents, and just seeing, putting some names with faces, not evaluating. So if you guys want to know how did my 3rd grade baby do, no, don't do that. We're not going to do that to them kids. And one thing that I noticed that was similar to most of those teams that was that young is it really is pure among a lot of them, meaning that the game of basketball, it's fun to a lot of them. I saw one team that was getting their ass beat off the limb. I'm talking about off the bone. And I sit there and watch the coach at halftime. He didn't holler at his team one time. These were like 3rd, 4th graders. He sit there and he was so positive with them kids, man. And they were sitting there they was getting it all. I mean, they were down
Well, he
like
should,
30
but
at the half.
Jimmy, I'm not getting him no I'm not getting him props for that. He's supposed to be patient with those kids right there.
No, but no.
No,
In
listen,
today's
I said
society,
he's supposed. I'm not talking about the damn fools.
it
I'm talking about you supposed to be patient with kids that young. Didn't you say third and fourth grade?
yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you got to be patient with them. They don't even know. You don't want to run them away from the game with all that damn hollering and fussing. Yeah, no. You're supposed to. Now, if you see some, I think that should be the norm.
But it
You know,
ain't the norm.
You didn't hear me. You're not hearing me. Not you. I think that should be the norm. When the kid's that young, all that hollering and fussing, you're gonna confuse the kid and make him not like the game. That's the point I'm trying to come at. Yeah, I'm not giving that coach no. He was patient. His ass supposed to be patient. Or get somebody in there that can be patient at that age. Because you just want them to have fun at that age, Jimmy. I know y'all competing and playing for $1,000 and not this time, but y'all competing. But at that age, you got them make him fall in love with the game. Because the older he get, the harder the game gonna get. And them kids remember, those are very formative years, Jimmy, right there. Very formative years. What they learn at that age right there carries them. Why you think when with the prisons, third and fourth grade, they look at the IQ test and the math and tests of the third and fourth graders that know how many prisons to start building. Because they know if those dudes get it wrong right there. So yes, I'm going way over. I know you coming from a basketball point of view, but I'm coming from a kid's point of view. At that age, let them have fun, mamas and daddies.
And well, most coaches that emerge into the grassroots sector, most of them have a relative on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the primary reason that most people get into it in the first place, is because a relative, whether it be your own son, nephew. And so think about what I'm saying. So some often, and just like a Ray for Austin, his son is on the team. But the fire you're going to see from Ray for Austin is not what you would hope the normal would be. But his team ended up winning the championship in their 7th grade division. But you know, and then there's other guys, like I said, other guys.
I got experience. I'm just telling you from experience. I'm not telling y'all from a lofty perch. I've been there as a dad, coaching them little kids. I wish I could have did it over. I wish I had a do-over. Let those kids have fun, parents. I'm telling you. This from a guy who have done it. And used to have people hollering and screaming and watching people holler and scream. I hollered and screamed. Let me tell you something. Don't work. It don't work, especially if you got a son on the team. Especially because he watching you, Daddy. He watching you. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you from my experience. Y'all can you know you can take it as a grain of salt. Let those kids have fun. They'll enjoy the game a lot more later. That's all. I was just coming from Jim. I was coming from here because I've been there before. I don't want nobody to have to trip up on that step. That's a step you can miss. Parents, just be cool. Like this coach right here, just be cool.
Yeah, you can definitely miss on it. And the thing is, if your kid is out there, your kid notice, and then the conflicting part is at some point in time, your kid is going to wonder, or it's going to appear to that young man that you, the father, are probably or appear to be giving more time and love towards somebody else's kid than you're doing towards your own. And that's when something that you probably won't know until years later,
Yes.
because most dads don't sit down and have the conversations that invite the young man to talk. Most conversations is whereas the dad or the elder is doing all the talking, and then all of the young man has to do is say yes, yes, sir, no, no, sir, and or give a 1, 2 word answer to the question whenever you ask them. And that's the red flag of a communication bridge which is not paved on both sides of the road.
And
And
Jimmy, I'm gonna give a little help since we go there. I've got to give a little help in case you don't know, parents. I'm gonna tell you something that changed my. And me and my son talk about it all the time now. You know, when you're talking to him, when you're addressing your son, if you got something bad to say, call his number out. When you have something good to say, call his name out. I'm gonna repeat that. When you are getting on him about something, say number 15, number five, I need number five. Then when you're doing praise to him, you use his name. So it might sound subtle, but I'm telling you, it worked. I'll never forget. And parents, here you go. One more. I'm gonna give you one more jewel. It's in my book, Jimmy. I explained to my son that I play different roles in his life when he was that young. Okay, because he used to say, "Dad, I didn't like the way you when you talking about get me out of the game." Well, I'll say, "Get him out of the game." He said, "Dad, I don't like that." So I stopped doing that. And what I did was I explained to him that I wear several hats. Like Jimmy got a hat on. I said, I train you. I help you to get stronger. We got a lot of this stuff we do basketball wise. I said, but the most important hat I wear, and I'll throw all of these other hats away, is that hat of your dad. That's the most important hat I wear. And I promise you, it changed the dynamic of our relationship. It changed because, and I told you, I owe that to Clyde Smith. Because Clyde Smith said, man, don't you be getting mad at your son trying to make an example out of him to please these other parents. Because these other parents going to be gone and you ain't going to never, and guess what? All of them gone and me and my son still here. So I'm just letting you know, Larry Etienne. Some people might take that advice. I wish somebody had a came to me earlier, like before Clyde. But Clyde helped me out. Clyde Smith with the Jaguars helped me out, Jimmy. I'm glad you brought that up, Jimmy. But because it's a great teaching moment. Because parents, I know, but Jimmy, and another thing, I made a pact with my son. My son used to play football, Jimmy. He was a great football player. Jimmy, guess what I was? Dad, I was just a cheerleader. He came to me and said, Dad, I want to learn how to play basketball. I said, now, it's different sport. I didn't play football. I played basketball. I'm going to be hard on you. It's going to be some days you ain't going to like me. It's going to be that if you really want to learn how to play this game, I'm going to show you how to play the right way. We sit there and had that conversation. I said, now you better explain to everybody else, your mom and them and all of that. But if you want me to teach you how to play this game, you got to do it my way. We made that pact. And guess what? Anytime he ever said something when it got hard, I said, you the one wanted me to do this. You the one wanted me to do this. But guess what? When I learned about it, when I tried to take him to somebody, and Cedric Ward, Jim, I don't know if you remember Cedric Ward. I took him over there and let him work him out one time, right? So we got in the car, and he saw me give Cedric Ward some money. He said, Dad, why you give that man some money? I said, because he worked you out. He said, don't give him no more money, because I like the way you work me out better than him. We ain't going back there no more. I knew I had him, Jimmy. I know I had, but I had to let him see something. He just said, Dad, don't be giving him that money. When you work, you teach me better than him. I never forget that moment. And from then on, did nobody else. I ain't taking to nobody other than the John Lucas thing. But I hope y'all. I hope y'all got something out of that. That was a unique situation, and some parent might learn from that today. But what else you got, Jimmy? What else you got?
That's a good thing and good tips and tidbits for you fathers out there dealing with the rigors of coaching your son in grassroots sports. It's not easy, but at the same time, guess what? You signed up for this. You signed up for this. And most of the times, when you, and many of the times, here's the thing. How many of you guys who coached your son and your son was right out the gates, he was the best one on the team? Right out the gates. Because in most cases that I see how the son, most cases, is not
that good.
the best one on the team.
Right.
You
Right.
you normally go find some help
Yeah.
to supplement and to
Yeah.
protect your son
Yeah.
from being, to make you want to win. So you're gonna put everything around him you can find. Most people didn't grow up with the luxury. Understand something. People look at Aaron Harrison, and I have to remind people every single week. If they buying plane tickets, that's not one plane ticket that says Harrison Brothers. It's two planes, it's two individuals. He got that's like hitting lotto luck to get two siblings in the same grade that think about it, and you get to coach them up. And they happen to be the best at pretty much every team he played on, he coached them on. That's very, very rare. So let's not make that like it's the norm. You got to think about dads out there like a just say not necessarily on the bench, but has coached him, like a Christian Big and a Marlon Lowe and those guys, that come. I mean, John Lucas didn't coach his son at the young age. I'm talking about guys that was in grassroots coaching their kids. And there's a lot of you guys, and your kid happened to eventually get a target on their backs because of their dads.
Yes.
So grown folk want to whoop your son, not with their fist,
right?
But
they want him to fail. They want your son to fail.
Yeah, with their team, they want to whoop your son's ass.
Yeah.
With their team, they want their kids to whoop your son's ass because that's satisfaction. That's the subliminal me whooping your ass.
Yes.
And a lot of you guys may not get that. And they're like, what's the big deal? Oh, it is a big deal. That's your son.
It's a big deal. It's a great big deal.
That's your son. They want a piece of him. That means they want a piece of you.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing to getting a piece of you. Make you think about this ass whooping on the way home.
Jimmy, I done heard him in the stands, Jimmy, on the videotape. Somebody taping over there. I done heard him in the stands. Talking about my son, another parent who my son was playing. I was saying, wow. And guess what? All I do is say, hey, young fella, give him what he asking for. That's all I used to say. Give him what he asking for. I mean, I kind of like that a little bit, Jimmy, but I wasn't a coach. But my son was the target of some of that stuff because of who his dad is. You know what I'm saying? So, man, but you know what, though, Jimmy? All in fun. It was cool until they got to, sometimes people go overboard. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just go overboard. It's just, it's all right. But y'all, sometimes y'all go overboard. And thank our God that I love the Lord, because it's several guys that I'm like, what you said, Jimmy? I would have went in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But thank God, he God. And I had too much to lose. I wasn't going to be on the news fighting in the gym. That wasn't happening to me. So, I mean, but parents, hey, daddies, man, just sit back, daddy, and be cool. I learned a little bit later, coach. I had to learn early. I had to go through my little turbulence early. It's good when you sit back. I never forget, Jimmy, I tell this story. We had senior day at Cornell University. Never forget this. Senior day, I got a chance to come. I sit in this same spot, Jimmy, for 4 straight years. And at senior night, I came down to, be with my son. And I came back and sit in my seats. Those people in that section said, Robert, that's your son? I said, yes. You've been here for 4 years and you never hollered or said, Jimmy, I was like this every time. But I get quiet at games anyway. So I mean, it's just that they didn't know that was my son. They said all the stuff that he done did, And you sit up there and I said, let me tell you something. Me and him have been through so much stuff in the gym and so much stuff in high school. I just want to sit up here and enjoy his college, his 4 years of college. So I mean, it's weird, Jimmy, but it's a process, y'all. It's a process. Jim Dean, some of everything he everybody, Jimmy. I know I'm touching people because you know this stuff happens. Shit, you done seen most of it. you done seen most of it. I'm telling you, you helped me through some. I never forget when one of my guys left, a couple of my guys left, and you came and said, "Hey, player, if you can keep them people for 1 year, man, consider yourself good, cause they ain't your kids, man." I said, "Wow." And Jimmy, I didn't want to hear it. Now you know how somebody tell you something. I'm saying, man, but boy. Hey, if Walter Yates, if Kelly Feisinger want to take her son and go play for whoever, that's Kelly's son. It's not Robert Hatter's son. And but Jimmy, I didn't know we was gonna go here. But what else you got, man? Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I want to go and give a shout out to, once again, if you guys missed it on yesterday's show, the champions of the Kingwood Live this past weekend, which was held in Houston. It was a very smooth event. We thank everybody for coming. This is part of our April, a Customer Appreciation Month with the JRB events. The JRB events, Customer Appreciation Month. And once again, that's Rick Nelson and myself, Jim Hicks. And Rick Nelson, a lot of you guys, it may have not soaked in. And this is the funniest part, because a lot of times when with black folk, we really, really, really fall victim of not being able to adapt adequately whenever one of our own incorporates a new role of power into his life. For example, Rick Nelson is a college coach right now. Whether you like it or not, he's a college coach at the only NAIA school in all of Greater Houston. Walter Yates is a head college coach right now. Ain't many black men in the world have that title, head college coach. Mm-hmm. So just a couple of weeks ago, think about it. Walter Yates was a month ago, he was a prep school coach trying to figure his way back into the coaching game for whereas to keep his candle lit. Well, he skips the pace. He doesn't fall prisoner of trying to get at a high school here or a prep school there. He gets a college gig. Rick Nelson now has the power now to influence Walter Yates, who's his boss, to offer your son a free or next to free college education by way of playing the sport of basketball. So if you hadn't adjusted and you're still looking at Rick Nelson as the grassroots coach, he doesn't coach Houston Elite. There's no Houston Elite playing right now. There's a Houston Elite D. Gibb. They maintained or retained that name founded by Byron Gibson, Daniel Gibson's his family. But Walter Yates, if you're still looking at Walter Yates as a high school coach looking for a job, you're looking in the wrong place. He's a head college coach. So respect has to fall in order.
Jimmy, wait a minute. Where's the respect? Well, I mean, maybe I missed something. Maybe you might be privy to something that I don't know. Why would somebody disrespect Rick Nelson or Walter Yates? Those two guys are pillars in this community in summer basketball and high school basketball and grassroots basketball. Why would somebody, because you say a lot of our folks I'm one of our folks, and I would never disrespect those guys. So I just don't know where you're going, and I'm just trying to figure out, because I have to figure out from my lens, what are you talking about? And maybe you got some. Why would somebody disrespect these guys?
Nobody said nothing about disrespect. I say respect. That's not disrespect.
Well, that's in the
it's
respect is in the
acknowledging
eye
a
of the
change.
beholder.
It's like a change in roles. For example, let's say if a person is strung out, they strung out on drugs, and all of a sudden you don't see a person for 15 years. They clean their life up, make money. So now when you see that person in your mind, some of us, we're going to be hard pressed to realize to us that's still a crackhead. So that means you're going to be talking, you're going to probably talk to him without even knowing what his status is in life. You're going to treat him like a crackhead. Because some people once a crackhead, always one. To some people, that's how their mentality flows. Well, to some people, this dude here, Rick Nelson, might be the guy that, to some coaches out there who might have, he didn't take their son on the Houston Elite team a couple of years ago.
But Jimmy, that's their prerogative, Jimmy. If them people want to look at Rick like that, that's their experience. That's why you got, hold on. But Jimmy, no matter who you are, the crackhead, you got to have, it's about people, man. You still got the people, maybe those people might look at him still the same way because of their experience with him. They don't care because he got a bag. They don't care because he done hit the lottery. People remember not what you do for them, but how you made them feel. I think that's Maya Angelou. Somebody help me. But how they make you feel. So just cause somebody that made it and then got it, if his ass was an asshole then maybe them people might say, oh, he an asshole now. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So you can't legislate how other people feel about somebody. I mean, that's just hard. That's just hard to me. It's hard to legislate how somebody's experience. If he done took a play, he wouldn't let nobody on, he done took a player from somebody. People gonna still feel like that. So you can't do nothing about that. We just gonna celebrate that Rick Nelson is an assistant college coach.
And also, just like Walter Yates, there are people just 2-3 months ago, man, that Walter will never get a job, man. I don't know what he's talking about. Man, I would never, that Walt crazy coach. Now he's a head college coach. Now know what they're saying? Hey, Walt, can you get my son over there to play for you over there? So I know Walt Yates probably looking at people like, wait a minute, this Negro here didn't even try to help me when I'm trying to get a job. He didn't think I was good enough. But now he thinks I'm good enough to coach his son because I can get him a college team.
That's life.
And so that's the thing.
That's life.
That's the thing.
Jimmy, I go through that every day, Jimmy. I mean, that's life. I mean, I just celebrate the fact. Forget those naysayers. I just celebrate the fact that Walter Yates, who's been a contributor on this show since day one, come on this show and mess with everybody on the show. Get sensitive when I get on his ass about it. But then then I get on. I can't talk to. If you notice, I ain't got him since he's I respect your position. I ain't been tearing your head off. Cause guess what? I don't want that to deter nobody else. So I respect the fact that he's a college coach. But and guess what, Jimmy? But everybody ain't gonna think like that, Jimmy. You can't expect everybody don't like your success. Some people I don't care how good you are and how bad you are. Some people just ain't gonna like you. So, but it's okay. But like I said, celebrate the Walter Yates, celebrate the Rick Nelson. Rick is becoming a Renaissance man. He's doing everything. Rick is reinventing himself a lot. So guess what? Let's celebrate that. Forget the haters. I tell y'all all the time. When you come up, man, some people up here don't like you, people don't like me. I don't give a fat rat's ass. I hope y'all listening on this show about the people who don't like me. I'm going to repeat that. I got enough people that love me that your little shit don't matter. I'm going to repeat that again. I got enough people that love me. What you think don't matter. Rick Nelson, what those other guys don't think shouldn't matter. Walter Yates, what those other people think should matter. We salute you here on the Chop Shop, man. Because people don't like your success. And it ain't just our people. It's other people don't like your success. Ask them people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who was doing well. It ain't just our people. A lot of people don't like your success. We got to celebrate our own guys' success. We ain't worried about the haters. Them same guys you talking about, Jimmy, probably hate on the show. So guess what? hey, what Jay-Z said? Brush your shoulders off. Brush your shoulders off, baby. It's all good.
With that being said, we want to give a shout out to the Clutch City Kings 2029. They were the champions of the 10U, 11U division this past weekend. The Clutch City Kings. They won 37-24 over the Katy Warriors. I want to give a shout out to Connor Warmack, Cameron Taylor, Griffin Glenn, Kellen Carter, Logan Levisquin, and Ryder Kerr. These young men comprised that team who took first place in that 10U, 11U division.
Okay.
Next up, I want to give a shout out to the Live On Florida Elite Blue Chips. Their two teams played in the 6th grade division together, and they both met up in the championship, which is rare. Okay. And guess what the final score was?
What?
35-34.
And this what age is this?
And this was the 6th grade division.
Okay.
The 12U.
Okay.
And of course, the team coached by Everett won over the team coached by Terrell. And the young man Terrell, he actually played for Rick Nelson when he was in high school. I want to say he went to Pearland. Terrell Henry. That's his name, if I'm not mistaken. And he had the other little fella from Milby High School on the bench with him. And I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he started at Milby, then he transferred over to Yates around about 2000 and about 13 years ago or so. And this team, the Blue Chips Everett, I want to give a shout to this young man named A.J. Emmons, Jonas Boone, Elion Williams, Darius Muhammad, Drake Jones, Bryson Keys, R.J. Williams, Jacob Williams. Shout out to all of those young men for working hard and taking the championship of that respective division. That's the 12U division. Of course, I mentioned earlier.
Hold up, Jimmy. Hold up. All right, come on.
I mentioned earlier about the RA Elite. That's the team that's coached by Rafer Alston, the former Houston Rocket and one mixtape star. And he's just doing what a proud dad is supposed to do. And that is, especially if you're entwined in basketball, is to go and coach your son. Most of you guys have done it at least once in basketball. How do you been on that sideline with your son?
I have. I just told this whole story. I ain't doing it no more.
You shaking your head, but boy, when you look back on it,
when I look back on it, I enjoyed myself.
You can't tell me you didn't enjoy it.
I enjoyed myself.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Now some of those,
especially if he was halfway decent. He was halfway decent, man. Let me tell you something. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, and shout out Trey Bennett. Thank you, Doug Jones. That's the young man name that was on the bench with Terrell Henry.
That's my man.
Trey Bennett played for Milby and Jack Yates. And you know, this thing about it, these young people, I mean, they give back. And that's the thing. I mean, and I talked with Pop Ford this past weekend at length about it. He say, man, he welcome all them young guys, all those guys to come on back in the gym just one time, because if they can't play or can't make it pro, then they have an opportunity to always do something out of that gym, either try to go pro or to give back by coaching some of these young babies in the community. But back to this RA elite team, Rafe Austin and Broderick Wyatt are the coaches. I'm going to give a shout out to Cameron Martin,
Okay.
Jaden Butler,
Okay.
Chris Clay Jr., Cameron Lai, Broderick Wyatt II, Gary Davis,
Okay.
Daniel Clark,
Okay.
Noah Musigny,
Okay.
Joseph Cordero. I think that would be Jose Cordero, the way it's just spelled kind of different than a regular Jose. And of course, Reese Austin, who's the son of Rafer Austin. That's the team RA Elite. They won first place.
Who else we got?
And of course, next up on the dock, we want to give a shout out to, if you just tuning into the Chop Shop, we'll invite you to share the show right now, as well as tag someone who, if their team won the championship or played in the Kingwood Live, it's a good chance their name could be called or their team could be acknowledged in the shortly on the Chop Shop. So let them know that we existing. Now, meanwhile, next up, the Texas Stars. Texas Stars is a team put together by Wes Pitcock, right? And Wes Pitcock is a guy, once again, you have a lot of parents. His son plays on the team. That team is based out of the Katy area. And it was funny because I remembered that name on the paperwork on one of the teams that played in the middle school city championships. And so I watched, and I saw this big white kid just getting the rebound and putting it back in. And I said, wait a minute, man. I don't hardly watch no 12, no 14 U's like this. But I've seen this kid somewhere before.
From Katy, the one from Katy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard about it.
And I watched him again. And I look at the score sheet, I'm like, 23. I watched again, 21. And I say, Brady Willis.
Skill.
So guess what I did? I went and searched the name on RCS Sports. And I rewritten about him. And I say, aha, that's the young man from the middle school. And sure enough, on Sunday, as the team made it to the semifinals, and they later won the championship, 51-50 over the Sci-Fair Elite. I watched that championship game. Sci-Fair Elite was leading by like 6 points with under a minute to go. Hear me, leading by 6 points with under a minute to go and lost that game in regulation. That was a young man on that team, Ethan Silva, hit a three-pointer with under 10 seconds to go to win the game for the Katy Warriors. And I said that the game was over, I jokingly told the parents out, I say, let me tell you something. I found Ethan's mom, and she was a little petite thing. And I say, Miss Silva, I didn't think that the sound of exuberance can emerge from a body that small. She was hollering up and down. Her baby hit that three-pointer. I'm talking about, I mean, you thought somebody had got hit or she had got hurt drastically. She was screaming and hollering with joy at seeing her baby hit that three-pointer. And those are the moments that when I say as a dad, Mr. Pitcock, that is a bookmark that'll be entwined in his soul for the rest of his life. And that's going to be worth it for months and weeks to come.
Absolutely.
So shout out to those guys on that team, the Texas Stars. They're comprised of ZJ Moten, Jaden Waldron. I mentioned Ethan Silva a while ago. He's the one, number 11, who hit that three-pointer. Tyler Williams, Cooper Knott, Mason Pitcock, the son of the coach,
Okay.
Sean Williams,
Okay.
Jaden Stewart, and of course, last but not least, Brady Willis. He's the anchor of that team. And that is, of course, the Texas Stars. And many of those kids are actually going to Katy High School this fall. Katy High School is going to be very good in
Jimmy, if they grow.
2 to 3 years.
Some of them little kids like that, Jimmy, they never grow. You remember? It just never grow.
Yeah,
they look
yes,
big. They big right there, and they never grow. So I mean, I've had that experience before, and I said, "Wow." We had a guy named Lil John on our team. No, Big John on our team. Now he Lil John.
You don't expect Lil John to never grow. That's why his name Lil John.
Jimmy, you remember Diesel? Denzel, who played it?
Yeah.
His brother Diesel, his brother Denzel, his brother, his big
which
brother.
School you talking about? At the Denzel
played at Vanderbilt.
Bel Air.
Yeah, Bel Air and Vanderbilt. Yeah, he was the center on our team, Jimmy, when we were little boy. And when we got to high school, it was a whole different thing. You went from the center to the I don't, you just never grew no more. You had to play football. Yeah, but Jimmy, Big John was bigger than everybody. We won the Nationals with the Jaguar. Big John is Lil John right now. But keep going, Jimmy. What's your next one?
Next one, of course, we have the 15 and under champions. We talked about them yesterday. If you missed yesterday's show,
we didn't talk extensively about them.
This team, the SBG 2026.
What does SBG mean?
And SBG is Silverback Gorillas. Niggas start laughing.
I almost choked up on my teeth. Silverback Gorillas.
Yeah.
What's Silverback? Yeah. Somebody help me.
Oh man, a silverback. Look it up. How the silverback gorilla? That's a special kind of gorilla, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not a gorillalogist. So I can't tell you what a silverback gorilla is. I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah, that's like the baddest of the gorillas.
Okay. Like the black mamba is the baddest
like a red-nosed pit bull. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you gotta. So the silverback gorilla.
Okay, keep going.
So the class of 2026, which means they were actually 8th graders with at least one 7th grader on the team, 2 7th graders on the team playing up. Now, mind you, they do have one 9th grader on the team. So it wasn't all 8th graders. They have 2 7th graders, 1 9th grader, and the rest of the team is 8th grade. But still, they went.
Mindy's something else, man. I had to laugh. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Mindy.
If they were girls, yeah, maybe not. But I mean, SBG has been around for. They've been around.
I just never heard of it, Jimmy. Okay, but keep on, because I want you to talk about some of the guys.
So this team here, not only did they play up, pretty much for the sake of the word, but they won. I mean, they slaughtered teams until that championship game.
Okay.
And I watched the second half of that championship game. They played against the Houston Hurricanes. And how did the Houston Hurricanes, ironically, they have a pretty doggone good team. And I had never heard of the Houston Hurricanes. And that's why it was so important for us exposure and for a lot of these young people, I got a chance to pay attention to a lot of these players and a lot of teams for the most part. But the Houston Hurricanes is anchored by a kid who wore number 44.
Okay.
His name Caleb Jordan.
Okay.
He's going to Dawson High School.
Okay.
Caleb Jordan is probably about 6'4"-ish. regulated in that paint, made the pass out of the double team, ran that flow. Then I look over and Doug Jones, and I noticed that Doug came and he told me and confirmed, but I looked and I say, well, I see this guy, why is he filming all of these teams' games? I watched them twice. Why they got 4 games going on? Why is the guy who's on the chop shop filming this Houston Hurricane game? His name is Michael Jordan. Why is Michael Jordan filming these games, these little bitches? They must be paying him.
He got 2 sons.
They must be paying him good to be filming these games. The mixtape guy, they make good money for hire. So, and then I look, and Doug comes on side and say, Doug, who number 44 here? Doug say, that's Michael Jordan's son. I say, oh, really? Oh, really? So Michael Jordan, congratulations, your son made the championship, but this ain't about the Houston Hurricanes right now. It's about this silverback gorillas.
Jimmy, I done looked it up. I know exactly what the silverback. I didn't know that's what y'all call them. Jimmy. Oh, yes. Okay. I know what the hell they talking about now, y'all. I'm sorry, but keep going.
You know what? Every time they win, they should go out just go.
No, Jimmy, Mindy said something. She don't like anything talking about gorilla associated with black people because them other people use it and call us monkeys and stuff. So I understand, Mindy. I like that. Okay. Just be conscious. Let's be conscious. But keep going. Keep going.
Lofton say Junior Lofton played 2 years for the SBG.
Okay.
And Omar Sneed and Curtis Basin, the organization, and Coach Basin, super energy for a high school coach to give back in such fashion and give to those young men. He had them inspired. That was a tough game down the stretch. It was only a 5-point spread at the end of the game.
So Michael Jordan got that tape somewhere so I can get a chance to see it.
Oh, man.
Tell me about my boy Elijah. Hey, man, don't be prolonging me.
This SBG team, let me give you their members, acknowledge these guys.
Yeah.
Donovan Thibodeau, okay. Ashton Henry.
Okay.
Malachi Anderson.
Okay.
Jacarius Jones.
Okay.
Right. Dominique Fogo. Okay. Calvin Howard. Jacaleb Johnson. Harrison Clear. Trey Pinkert. Right. And of course, Elijah Garrett.
Hold on. Hey, Jimmy. Elijah must have did. I saw some video of Elijah. Elijah's worth the price of admission.
I'm going to tell you right now, Elijah is the player that this is my first time watching him play.
Okay.
And I like the fact, and I embrace it all the time. They had several parents on their team after the game, brought their kid individually up to me and introduced their sons and themselves to me. That's the perfect way to go in a winning setting. Not to say you don't do it if you don't win, but in the winning setting, parents, you come up with your kid. And I explained to a couple of those parents, and I talked to those parents, and Whalers talked to the young men accordingly. But I don't normally have conversations over 10, 15 seconds with young people. I haven't grown into that space because out of respect, I'd rather talk to the grown up. That's just me. You don't hear me talking to these little kids. Hey, what's up, little bro, little homie, my little, that's each his own. But I'm in a different age bracket than most of the guys that's out there covering this stuff nowadays. So I'd rather talk to the parent and I talk to the kid. I would talk to the kid, but I would rather talk to the kid if the parent is right there present. That way it's a dual conversation. And I embrace and I invite those all the time. So understand, the kids think I'm mean because I'm never spend enough time smiling and playing coochie coo with them. I don't do the coochie coo with the kids. So that's why a lot of kids think I'm mean, because I'm always walking by and I may just wave, and I don't really speak to a lot of them until they speak to me. Because purposely, I want to see which one of these kids have been taught enough good things at home, and start the foundations of being respectful enough to just speak to the elder. So I walk by a kid with my head down. Have you ever been in Gallery Furniture, Adam, and Mattress Mac? Mattress Mac used to sit right at the front door.
He beat up.
And Mattress Mac would see you coming before you even come through the door. And he would put his head down and act like he don't see you. But he saw you on the camera as you coming up to approaching the door. And what he would do sometimes, he would see if you're going to speak to him. That's his house. He could do that. And at the same time, guess what? You'd be surprised. Sometimes you're speaking at the right moment, at the right time, it could be worth something. And so that's enough of that. But you guys get the message what I'm getting to in regards to that part. Back to this Elijah Garrett kid. I finally got to see him play, and I saw him play more than once. And I can tell you this: you saw the video of him. How do you say it?
I've been keeping up with it.
I always try to, when I look at some kids, and now the second time I watched him and the first time, I was watching him to evaluate him because I had heard so much about him, and you want to make sure this hype, and I'm seeing him. So I'm evaluating him hard because he's been talked about and propelled hard, by thrust up onto the mantle hard. So he's about 5'11", 5, something like that. 5'10", 5'11". He reminds me at this point of his life. At this point of his life, he's left-handed, Hatter, but he shoots with his right and left. I'm not telling you, and I say he can make a layup with his right or left. He can shoot with his right or left hand fluidly at this age. He's athletic, he defends, he's often the first guy back across half court after he makes a basket. That's how much making a basket excites him. He gets that basket and he's running his ass down the court. I mean, like, wow, you can't teach 11 and 12th graders that. He didn't fuss at one teammate the entire 2 games that I saw him.
He was winning, Jimmy.
But you can have moments in the game, and that was a close game. That last game was a very close game. It was a very, very close game. There could be moments when a teammate can get frustrated because he didn't get the ball, another team missed a shot, and you like, how kids throw their hand up like, why you didn't get? It wasn't none of that. Not on this team. Not on those 2 games. His defense aggressiveness was unmatched, and it's almost like he's playing a video game on defense, like he's just want to play that defense that well. More importantly, he can hit the open shot. He can get to the rim. He can finish through contact. He makes hard plays easy against his peers. He reminds me so much of Carlos Hurt, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's better than Carlos Hurt was at this age. Carlos Hurt was a lefty that walked with a little side wind up with his feet. Carlos Hurt had a little same type of walk on the floor as this young man. Now, Carlos Hurt was a smack talker. Elijah can talk smack, but not to the detriment of what Carlos Hurt. Carlos Hurt, his smack was daggerish. His smack made you want to fight. Elijah Garrett's smack makes you realizing that you're about to lose. Two different types of smack right now. As I sum it up, he is the next young thing in line out of Greater Houston. He has already been giving a coach like Andre Boutte Sr., the legendary Hall of Fame coach at Beaumont Westbrook, who led Beaumont Ozen to multiple state titles and multiple state tournament berths. He's already gave the ball in his hands, and his kid is still in middle school right now as we speak. That's his starting guard on varsity next year. I don't know if Andre Boutte has ever anointed an 8th grade guard as his starter while they were still in the 8th grade in his life. I'm going to ask him, and you guys can ask him before I do. I don't know if he's ever said, this guy is my starter. I know they had a young man back in the days that was the last great thing that was supposed to have happened. And they've had several guards from Beaumont. I remember one that came, and it was a kid named DeCarlos Frank. He was supposed to have been the next best thing out of Beaumont back in those days. And Boutte got to coach him at Ozen. And then the young man, he just never got better. And that's possible. So I brought up DeCarlos Frank's name as a reminder of what, if you don't improve, what can happen. What can happen. And so, but this kid he has a chance to be special. So shout out to Elijah Garrett. Great job, young man. His father, great job. His mother, she did what a mama's supposed to do midway through the game, had a championship game. She went to the concession stand, bought a bottle, gave a pile of Powerade, Gatorade, ran over to the bench, gave it to her baby. And that's nothing. Had a lot of star players, they don't like to come out the game. He's not scared to get tired. He's, once again, I watched him 2 games, guys. I've evaluated the hell out of this young guy on this particular weekend. So I have a foundation in my mind of what I'm expecting. Now I know what to go forward from. But he will go so hard, and then he'll tap on out, and then the coach will bring him out. He sit down, he'll fluid up, power back up, and he come on back in. He's not afraid to go out the game. A lot of guys are afraid to go out the game.
Once again, the guys are afraid to go out the game don't play that hard defensively. You just said it. The man plays the game hard defensively. That's going to take up more of your energy. You know, so if you, every time somebody putting the ball down, you reaching at it and trying to get it, that put pressure on the defense. Yeah, that gets you tired. It gets you tired. So let's just, I mean, it's unique. And I like one thing that Dad said. Dad, he must see Dad. You got to let me do my show now. I got to come in. Let me do my show. I know what to say. And when I questioned Jimmy, he was winning. I suppose that's a question. I suppose to pose that question. So, but what I did see, Jimmy, and we got to understand is, I don't think that coach gonna give him anything, because I don't think the coach, that kid, if the way this kid play defense, that kid gonna come in and take it the first day of practice. I don't think I know you saying it like the coach is anointing him. Yes, he got the opportunity to come in and take it. And the thing is, it's probably not nobody up there better than him. So of course, but the coach can't give it. He got to go. He got to go in there and earn his respect from them guys. So I mean, that's just me knowing anything about basketball.
Now, Andre Boutte ain't never went to see no 8th grader play out of town. Right.
It's 2022. We ain't never seen a pandemic in 70 years, and it came.
We talking
The
about
first time for everything.
So that's what I'm telling you. Andre Butte, Sr., for him to go and drive all the way to Houston.
He got a special kid, Jimmy.
So he'll let anybody know freely. This my starting point guard next year.
Okay.
Them words don't come out. That's his. He got that position. It's his to lose.
Okay.
And guess what? Guess what? You could see a kid like him knows how to win in those situations and not trying to play hero ball. Wasn't trying to play hero ball. He just, kids give him the ball. He made the play, get the ball to his teammates. They make plays and they win the game. But that was a spirited game. Spirited game.
But anyway,
shout out to him.
I was just sitting there listening to you, right? You broke your own rule. But I know he played in your tournament, so you broke your own rule.
I didn't break the own rule. Did you not mean at the beginning of the show? I now cover fourth graders now. I got a guy competing with me. So that's not no breaking my own rule. I'm going to give all of every 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grader that want my ink, you got it. That's my new market right now. Do you not understand
that? You did break your rule? Okay.
That's not a breaking the rule.
Listen to me. In order to soothe, in order to perpetuate your new market, hold up. In order to go and harvest your new market, you broke your own rule.
That means I'm reinventing myself. That's what that means. That means. That means I've reinvented myself. So those young people, guess what? So now when young people go play in tournaments, what are you going to go play out of town for? Or another tournament for? For a live period? When you're in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade? Or you can come get some ink and get talked about on the chop shop? Which one you rather do? And we have one, ironically, we are hosting another event this Friday evening and Saturday. No, there's no school on Friday. It's Good Friday. Friday and Saturday only, and all games will end early afternoon. You're done, right? And it's only $125 per team. And you're going to play the same 3 games that you normally pay $300, $400 to play. You're going to pay $125. So my thing is, if the other people care about your babies so much, why the hell are they charging them so much? We charging $125. And guess what? See, how to shake his head, but Jay-Z can talk shit and put music up on it. He become he become the greatest rapper alive.
My mind is 1,000 miles away.
But I'm saying so. But I talk shit with no music. Put some music up under me then.
You didn't you didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing. You just didn't hear what I said. You didn't say, I wasn't talking about what you were saying. You just didn't hear what I said. As the facts change, the truth changed. That's all.
No, that's
the fact. Hold on. The fact. Hey, hold on.
At one time in your life, in most men's life, who engage in oral sex, you didn't do it at one time. And then guess what happened one time? You did it. At one time, in every man's life, you didn't do no foreplay. And at one time, guess what? You did it. So guess what? You evolve. As the community.
As the facts change, the fact is you got a new market. That's the fact. Okay?
Absolutely.
So as the facts change, the truth changed. You said, man, a 9th grader, I'm not talking about, but you changed because of your circumstances. It is okay. You're not listening to me.
You got to realize, I didn't even have those age divisions in my events until just a couple of years ago. So that's the difference. And if I'm going to talk about one, it's going to be the best one on the planet in the area that in my circumference I saw. I'm not just going to pump up the one that could be the little engine that could. As long as I talked about that one, that's what I'm talking about. That right there, that right there, he ready right now. That's why y'all got to put the word right now at the end of it. Right now. Because he can easily become DeCarlos Frank if you don't keep putting in the work. That's what I'm saying. It's a big difference. There's a big difference in TJ Ford and Carlos Hurt. They both played on the same youth basketball team.
Man, this man said you went from Jay-Z to Millie Jackson. Hey man, I get Jimmy so excited. All I did is I made a hell of a point. And all I was doing is saying it's okay. I was really agreeing with you. And you want
no, that wasn't an agreement.
I said your change because your circumstance changed. That's the truth. If your circumstance wouldn't have changed, you wouldn't have changed. That's the point. That's all. I think that's a valid point. That's all. What else we got? We through Junebug? Is that the last? No, we got some more time.
That same paradigm, me being on time, I ain't being on time. So that's why I ain't never on time. Now it's the same paradigm. So you understand? So you
Jimmy, you know what a paradigm is.
The same example. Uh-huh. That same example about me being on time, I explained it to you before. Why I ain't on time. I ain't on time. And one day I might, every now and then I might be.
Well, that's awesome.
For the most part, you know that, and everybody that know understand why. And I've said it 14, 15 times.
Do we have another team you want to cover?
So I know how to get you up on a different conversation. I get to talk about that jailhouse. That jailhouse make you move.
It don't make me move. It's just something that I don't like to talk about.
I know how to talk about something that when I know I want you to hurry and move the conversation.
I'm telling you to move on.
Because that there, we can talk about that all day.
I can't talk about the jailhouse all day.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't.
So I know you're not gonna want to talk about it.
I can't talk about it. Come on. Jimmy, you're talking about it. What are you? Oh my goodness. Just focus. We got a show to do. We got 45 more minutes. What's the next team?
I thought you want to know how to make some soups.
No.
With ramen noodles.
No.
And Fritos and
I got Wolf kitchens. I got Wolf. Hey, Jimmy, I got Wolf ovens in there.
I don't know what the hell you was asking about
me. Jimmy, I got a Wolf oven in there. I know how to cook soup. I don't have to cook it. Go Google that if y'all don't know what it is. But keep going. Now, what's the next one, Jimmy? What's the next one?
The next one is the 16 and under championship was won by the ZBA Purple. ZBA had two teams in the same division, and which I'm quite sure I don't know how they're gonna do it next year. Are they gonna collaborate those kids, or are they gonna keep two teams next year when they become 17? But this Purple team ended up they play hard as hell and played a tough, taller, more athletic Louisiana Future team in the championship game based out of New Orleans.
Who is Louisiana Future? Who run that team? Who run that program?
Titus Randall.
Okay. Titus. Okay. Randall. Yeah. Okay. I got
you. Yeah, Titus Randall.
Yeah.
And Titus has been around a long time. He's originally from California, though. They his wife, they best friends with Layla James, the singing artist, who lives in Houston, actually, out there in Humble, right around the corner. And they actually told me Layla was gonna come to the game if the wife she didn't make it to town. But Louisiana Future will be back in town for the Pearland Classic, and on the 22nd of April. But this ZBA team, shout out to Chris Wright, Hunter Boudreaux, Julius Carter, Kalen Perry, Simon Umuri, Alberto Colon, Calix Perry, Ray Rodriguez, Oscar Pedraza. Oscar's last name. These are the players that comprise the ZBA. There are 16 and under team of sophomores based in Houston. Brian Henry and Hunter Hilges are the coaches on that particular team. And this team right here, I'm glad I got a chance to watch them. They knocked out because they had beaten both teams in bracket play by double digits until they came up to this Louisiana Future. They won 78-75. And that was a good showing for ZBA. Look forward to seeing and hearing more about those guys. And of course, Doug Jones wrote about them in the VIP news. You guys can go and check out the recap of that championship game. He gives full details on that. That Simon kid, I know he goes to Lamar Consolidated and the main for this for the ZBA's program. But now one more champion left to
Hold on, let me get ZBA. Let me get ZBA there. Hold on, I didn't get him there. Hold on. I'm not about to get off focus. Keep going. Who else we got next?
Last but not least, we have the 17 and 18 and under championship game, and it was a dandy. Well, not necessarily a dandy. It was supposed to have been a dandy, but Alpha Flex played Louisiana Future 17 U team. Alpha Flex is basically the majority of the Atascocita High School's varsity from this past season.
So these unsigned seniors?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, most of them are unsigned, yeah. Unsigned, yes, but not uncommitted. They got about 4 that's committed. No, signing date is tomorrow.
Okay.
So national signing date for the spring is.
So why did they go play?
The best answer the most consistent answer that I got was these guys had it in their minds before they committed. They want to just go. There was 2 reasons. They want to just play get one last hoorah together, and they wanted to play and enable their teammates who don't have offers, give them a fair chance to get some exposure or increase their opportunity to get offers by, it's like I'm gonna help my buddy. I'm going to college, but if I play, I can help him win, and if we win, it's gonna help my buddy get his looks, as opposed to him playing with some strangers somewhere else. So this team, man, they jumped out on Louisiana Future, man. I put it like this. Remember that Atascocita team you saw in the first half of the state semifinals against Duncanville? That was the Atascocita team that Louisiana Future got to see in the first half against them. They had 10 threes in the first half. 10 threes in the first half.
Right.
Right? And that's 30 points right there. They had 60 points at halftime of a grassroots basketball game. They had 60 at halftime. The score was 60-30 at halftime.
Who was coaching them?
John Sanders and Kerry Miller, the guys with Alpha Flex, and that's a company that's located nearby, and they did the same thing last year. They had them Alpha Flex uniforms made up with the kids' names on the back. They played in a couple of events to you make the commitment, but they didn't realize that by the time they actually played in this event, they got 4 players that's committed to colleges off that team that played. I think AJ Angst, he's
not Division I colleges, but
not Division I, but colleges. I think one is going to JUCO and the other ones are going to non-Division I schools as well. But Landon Jumawan, he's going to Lee College.
Okay.
Right. And I think AJ Angst, Doug Watson, he can put on. I think he's going to Shriner. They have another kid that's going to Seward County. So
Okay.
it's just only a few. Now, going to
They
twist,
just
they
wanted
have
to go
like
play with
eight,
the
nine
guy.
guys, but
Yeah.
this is a great. If the kids, that's the reason they're playing. Then Angel Johnson came. He ran with him, but he played in the semifinals. Took his senior pictures around the corner and came back. But by the time he got back at halftime, out of the score was 60-30. But he still played in the championship game.
Okay. So Angel Johnson, where's he going? Where's he going?
University of St. Thomas.
You sure?
That's what the leaves on the trees
Okay.
is the University
But
of
he
St.
ain't
Thomas.
signed yet. Okay.
Nobody is signed
I
yet.
got you. I got you. I got you.
And so it sounds like UST is probably going to. And one thing I learned about UST, they have an added benefit is that their whole team gets to play in the No Excuses Pro-Am League. That's the only college that has their whole team playing in the No Excuses
St. Thomas.
Pro-Am
Yeah, they
League.
played. They, I don't think they played this year, did they?
Yeah, they played this past year. St. Thomas, they didn't make the playoffs.
Okay.
But they played in it. And they will be playing in it again this year. So, which is a hell of a benefit because there are pros that play in the, there are a couple of NBA pros, and there's a whole lot of overseas pros that play in this No Excuses Pro-Am League. So that's I was reading what Alex Sestero said in case you guys are on the YouTube feed. He says that's really cool with those Alpha Flex Atascocita kids did. Our team played them and watched them several times this year. Can't imagine a more cohesive group of seniors that played a beautiful brand of basketball. And you know what? No matter what community you're in, anybody can rally and gather a collection of talent from your area, or your school, and do some of the same things.
And Jimmy,
It doesn't take permission from the principal. Go on.
I want to address this. What you mean by a beautiful brand of basketball? Maybe they playing the kind of basketball that can win with their talent. They can't play. They can't play. None of these guys are super duper athletic, Jimmy. Are they? Are jumping at the gym or doing anything? So it's certain limitations they have. So they have to play a certain kind of way. Because so you're saying just because guys athletic, and I'm just asking you, Alex Sestero, just because guys are athletic and use their athletic ability to get some things done on the basketball court, that's not beautiful? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Maybe you think it's a beautiful brand of basketball. Hey, maybe everybody else might not. So sometimes they kill me when some people saying certain people play a beautiful brand of basketball. Maybe they got shortcomings. They have to pass that thing 1,000 damn times to get the defense off balance. But some teams don't have to. They make one or two passes. They're athletic enough to get past the guy and get to the rim so all basketball to me, when you can get out there and play that thing and think at a fast pace like these kids. Yes, we got ball beaters. Yes, it's some bad basketball. Some people play basketball that I don't like. But I think all basketball, it's a beautiful game. Man, you got to have the agility of a ballerina. You have to, you got to think. It's not like football. See, hit ball, run. No, you got to have your feet set in the proper way. It's just so many intricate parts of basketball, and I think all of them are beautiful. That's just me. But sometimes it kind of ticks me off when people talk about somebody playing a beautiful brand of basketball. It's beautiful to you. Not beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and that's what because if it's the kids that playing in the on the hard court. Is not beautiful. Go try to do what they do. Go up to the Rucker Park and try to do that stuff they do. So I just don't want nobody shortchanging people's athletic ability and other qualities that they have just because other people can't and label theirs a beautiful brand of basketball.
And want to give didn't acknowledge want to acknowledge those players on the Alpha Flex: Gabe Akay, AJ Angst, Angel Johnson, Landon Jumawan, David Martinez, Connor Miller, Caleb Pouncey,
Yeah.
Davion Randall are the players that's listed on the roster for the Alpha Flex. And so now also this past weekend, and give the state of Texas. A lot of guys may not be aware, or you are, that we have several teams that are sneaker sponsored. And I say sneaker sponsored, we're talking primarily 17U. So we asked some of you guys to get the terminology right when people, when you're thinking that certain programs, the 17U is for whom primarily that check is cut for. Now, many times that money, a lot of organizations will parlay some of that money downward to their subsidiary, their secondary level teams. But primarily it's for the 17U. Um, the JL3, the Houston Hoops, um, Drive Nation, and Nike Pro Skills are your four sneaker sponsored 17U programs representing the state of Texas.
How many is that
Collective
in the state of Texas?
four
Two in Houston and two in
and
Dallas.
two, yeah,
Okay. All right.
and collectively, none of those four had a losing record after this past weekend. So you had Nike Pro Skills and Houston Hoops both finished 3-1. JL3 and Drive Nation finished 2-2. So then, of course, in case you're wondering, the Live On team, who features about four players from Greater Houston on that team.
I got a
Yeah,
question. Is there a limit of the number of players that you can have from another city?
no, not from another city, but from another state. Yes,
I mean, from another state.
you got to have more of your players
You
than
have to have more. Okay. Okay. I got it. So if you got 10 players on the team, 6 of them got to be from Louisiana,
at
right?
least five.
At least,
You can't have more. You can't have more from
okay,
another.
okay. So you have to have okay. Can't have more. Okay, come on. Somebody
And
just told me that rule, but keep going.
yeah, and but in Louisiana, of course, that new Live On team is based out of New Orleans, and they lost their first game and won the remaining three. So they finished 3-1. So it's one of those things where even though they're from Louisiana, we know we put an asterisk on them, and Louisiana even knows that. It's kind of like when the Houston Hoops had the team with 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 uh with all
Tyrese
those
Maxey.
Dallas players on it, with
Yeah,
Tyrese Maxey and all those guys about
yeah.
4 years ago. Dallas knew that team was an asterisk. You can brag all you want on it in that particular year of the Houston Hoops, but you can't do it without giving Dallas props. So no matter how much success the Live On team has from New Orleans, yes, that's just your success. But it can't do it without secondly giving acknowledging the state of Texas and Greater Houston for supplying and supplementing that team with our talent. Uh, and by way, of course, Clyde Jackson is the common
Yeah.
denominator for that program. Randy Livingston was on the show earlier today at the top of the show, and that's his name is on the
Oh, I
paperwork.
didn't see his name up there. I didn't see
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Randy came. He spoke right at the top of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He hopped in and hopped on that. I know he's in the classroom, so he
Okay.
probably running them crazy now and then. And he's a state champion as well this year. But that's a great thing I want to say about all of these teams. If you add Live On in there, even though it's not Texas, but like I
We
said, you
got
get an ask.
Texas players on it,
But
so yeah.
none of those teams had a losing record.
So that's just 1 week though. It's just one weekend, right?
But yeah, right now that's all you got to go on.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
thing is, a team like the Houston Hoops, who many psychologically, they were dead men walking, limping into the EYBL with only 4 players on the roster, and they ended up getting young man Big Amir Ali, who's a top 40 player in the country, but he's a class of 2024. So he's actually a 16 and under.
So he wasn't that he was on the 16 and under team?
No. They end up snatching him. They
Okay.
got him.
You said they were gonna snatch somebody, but keep going.
Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be. I wasn't thinking about him. They got him. He lives in Dallas. So that's how he goes. He plays for Montverde.
Oh.
But he lives in Dallas.
So no Dallas team wanted him?
I mean, think about it. The opportunity to come with the Hoops and play about 29 minutes a game. and you gonna do the jump ball. You gonna do you gotta raise your hand to come out the game. And sure enough, I mean, I think, man, he put up good numbers for them. 3-1.
He was. I didn't know Jimmy. I promise you. Hey, y'all. You know you can watch. What I love about the EYBL. You can watch the EYBL on your computer. Every game, Jimmy. Every game is played. So I got a chance to watch a couple of because I said, "Who in the hell is this kid?" But keep going.
Yeah, and so. But this Houston Hoops team, they basically he's a 2024.
Okay.
So then you think about it, and you have Jace Posey, who's a 2023. I think in that last game he showed out with like 28 points.
Yeah, he did well.
Jace Posey, this was actually see, here's the thing: when you're only playing about 5 or 6 guys, that means there's more minutes for everybody than a regular team, especially in your first EYBL. And I said it last week. I just said it to you.
Jimmy, they told me it was teams had 12 and 13 people up on the team.
Yes.
Up there.
And a lot of guys may not understand, guys. Quickly, the point that I'm trying to make is we are just that loaded in the state of Texas. And I say it to you all the time because if we spend half as much energy as you do trying to compare and compete against Dallas, but when it's time to leave the state, it's Texas.
Yeah.
They're not saying that's them Houston boys. They're not saying that's them Dallas. They're saying that's them Texas boys.
Absolutely. They rep their states. Us, when we get up there, we like, I mean, most time in Houston do. I mean, we get up there and get divided. I mean, I look at some of the tweets, Jimmy. Oh my God, some of these dudes, man, just don't need Twitter. Some people don't need Twitter. But Jimmy, I like to say, so you say it's a great testament, and I'm absolutely right to the fertile soil that we have in this state. That these young kids, and guess what? Shout out, and I did it yesterday. I'm gonna give it to him again. Shout out to Mo Taylor and Coach Woods. Coach, I mean, they just said, look like I'm watching them, Jimmy. I'm watching them. They like, whoever I got here, we trying to win some ball games. And I mean, they said, I mean, it's like, okay, we don't have, and guess what? Like I said, shout out to everybody. And let me tell y'all something. You don't have to be nowhere that you don't want to be. Go be where you want to be. It's okay. Don't let nobody, well, he shouldn't have left. You leave when the hell you want to. Because guess what? They'll put your ass off the team whenever they want to, 2 days before the live period. So parents, don't feel bad. Go where the hell you want to go. But I shout out to those 2 guys because they said, man, let's just go. What we got? And I was a little, I just said, wow. And I know, Jimmy, what was you thinking? What was you thinking? Because you said they going to snatch somebody from somewhere. You said, watch somebody's practice. You said, watch Thursday's practice. somebody's ass gonna be missing.
Somebody gonna leave. You know, first of all, they got all these plane tickets that they gotta eat. They gotta eat up.
Right. Right.
Somebody gonna take a free trip.
Gotcha.
To the EYBL?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody gonna take a free trip.
To Orlando?
You got, I mean, somebody's gonna do it. And they use some of those tickets on downward. They use some on 16. Because remember now, it's how it went both ways. So you had to move kids like Justin Begg, you move him up, and Divine, they move up. Okay. And Divine played, he was productive.
I haven't seen him play, but I'm kind of liking him. I didn't see Clemens play this year, but I heard about they had a nice run in the playoffs, Jimmy.
Yeah, first time in the playoffs in a long time. Many moons for Clemens, and which Van Price can mess around and get one of them Bill Self deals over there now, lifetime deal for what he's done at Clemens based on the district that he's in. They were basically the doormat of a lot of those teams. But yes, I mean, they won and next man up. We have that much talent. Once again, guys, it's that much talent down here. If you think of it like this, let's say the Houston Hoops, of course, even losing to Mean Streets in their first game, right? They only lost to Mean Streets by 2 possessions. Mind you, the Houston Hoops was winning at the beginning of the fourth quarter. They got outscored in the fourth quarter, by 12 points. They lost by 6. You know, so that means that you know, I mean, for whatever it's worth, I wasn't there, didn't watch the game. Of course, I was dealing with the Kingwood Live, but I'm letting you know, Mean Streets, who's loaded.
I saw it. I saw the game. I saw, bits and pieces of it because Tiger was on. So guess what? I was like this here. So I didn't see. But I mean, hey man, they did the thing. JL3 did JL3 did they go 3-1?
JL3 went 2-2.
2-2?
Went 2-2.
What the?
And Nike Pro Skills went 3-1.
Okay.
So those were on the 17U. I mean, it's on the local side of things, as expected, Big JoJo Tugler from Cy Falls High School, he's an 11th grader, and many had projected that he would see his life would change by playing on the EYBL. And
it already has.
And it's safe to say that JoJo's, he already had offers before the live period. Let's not get it twisted. But his life is going to change because of the fact that the schools that JoJo, the level of schools that JoJo will receive and have offers from right now will supersede the level of offers that, let's say, hell, everybody on that team got last season, that everybody on that team got went that on the state championship team with Trey Wesley. Remember, he went to Lafayette. He's in the portal right now, Louisiana Lafayette. You had DJ Weaver, went to Oral Roberts. You had who else was on that team? You guys help me out and what they went. I'm just saying, so this guy is probably, think about it, out of nowhere, the old-fashioned way. And it's okay he plays 16s. It's okay if he played 16s last year with the.
It don't matter.
Yeah, it's okay on that.
Dude, I keep trying to tell y'all, you better make sure his ass the best. This 11th grade summer, that's when you worry about it.
Yeah, and I want to remind people of something about this class of 2023.
Okay.
And because sometimes people get caught up on playing up, and it's funny as hell because now our success and our depth is showing because of Wesley Yates. He played 16s last year. Chris Johnson, Jalen Lowe, They both dabbed both ways, but they both, so give them a 17 mulligan. So we'll give both of them. Jalen Lowe played both. He played, so let's say he played 17s. If he was in high school, they both would get a Leatherman jacket. But now, after those two, I'm going to name all these names of guys that played 16s. These are the top players in Greater Houston. Jacob Cole. Yes, he touched 17s at the beginning of the summer, but he played the most part and finished 16U. JoJo Tugler, Keanu Dawes, Fred Payne, Smurf Melander, Orlando Horton, Corey Hadnot, Kenneth Lewis, Tyshawn Archie, Jamari McDowell, Jace Posey, Traylon Porsche. I can keep going. So all of this theory, when you have factuals in front of you and it's working out just fine, because you know what's happening? All of these young men, they're progressing at their own rate and they are looking good. Even Traylon Porsche, he played with the Texas Takeover this past season, this past weekend. He did well. I heard they went undefeated. They went undefeated. And this is we once again, we back up a little bit. When you see our teams playing on these type of platforms, on the sneaker sponsored platforms, I hope you understand. If you have time on your hands, you can actually pick any team at random. I invite you to do so. Any of their opponents at random from any of our local teams. And know what you can do? Google each one of those kids and know what you're going to find? A team field of all state players. They are the best in their states. They're the best in their states. Our kids are fragments of our respective cities. Meaning that Nike Pro Skills, Drive Nation, those are fragments of Dallas because they got Southern Assault to compete with. You see? So think of how talented we have to be to still get split into fragments and beat wholes. That's what we are doing. We win, place, show every year. All 4 of those teams made it to Peace Jam last year. You understand? That's not easy to do. Kicking butt. Our teams go out there and they're going to find a way. And guess what?
Who was that?
And somebody, Team Temple went 3-1. And guess what? Team Temple. I mentioned Corey Hadnot a while ago. Team Temple goes and they go 3-1.
A fragment, Jimmy.
A fragment.
A fragment.
If you had to rank the teams in just Greater Houston, not the state of Texas, just Greater Houston, would Team Temple make your top 5? Right now. If you rank the teams in Greater Houston, in 17U, would Team Temple make your top 5? So that means think about the players. If everybody has a starting 6, I don't use the word starting 5. That's my new thing, a starting 6. Right? So 6 times, we got what? We got 4 sneaker teams. We got 4 sneaker teams, right? Mm-hmm. Houston Hoops, JL3, Houston Defenders, RL9. Remember, RL9 is on the real circuit now. They don't get circuit money because they don't need their budget. They don't need the circuit money. Rashad this year. Now they can play their way in. Right? So think about it. That's 4 teams right there. And none of those 4 had a losing record. None of the 4 had a losing record, had they?
I'm sitting there looking.
Houston Defenders, they didn't have a losing record. People laugh at them, man, they ain't got nothing, man, they ain't got nothing. Well, let me tell you our new thing is. For some of you people, our nothing is their something.
Jimmy, now I see why you have to be a neighboring state. Because everybody be coming here and trying to get all our players up out of here. But Jimmy, I got 2 things I want to share with you. I want you to Michael Jordan, and I just want, and both of us can touch on it, but I want you to touch on it. Michael Jordan said, because you said life changing for that one player, JoJo Tugler of Michael Jordan. Because he said, so just making it to the EYB circuit is life changing for an athlete and his family. Hell no. Just make it to the circuit is not life changing for you and no family.
No,
Jimmy didn't say that.
No. Playing well.
Playing well, and you get the benefit.
That saves his parent, add up all of the college money what it costs per year. So is that life changing if you're a dad or a mama? If your son plays well on the 17U and you have a committable offer, which he has committable offers right now
already. But Kansas you remember State, you said it's life changing because I think U of H just offered him, Jimmy.
They did? I didn't know. Okay, I know Kansas State offered.
Yeah, U of H just
not limited just to those two schools. That means you put it like this. In the 9th grade, did they see Kansas State or U of H walking in and offering him?
No, sir.
So that means if you're thinking, you're not even thinking, you're hoping, you're not expecting this to happen. As a result of you playing past weekend and putting up a double-double here, putting up a double-double there, being aggressive, he blocked 6 blocks in the one game, Hatter.
Okay. Oh, that'll get you looked at.
And 3 in the game after that. So and not being, you ain't 6'9" and you ain't 6'10". And you're going against 6'9", 6'10", and 7-footers. Every team has one.
And Jimmy, guess what I heard? I heard this. I don't know if you'd have heard it from the EYBL. They were just telling me EYBL this particular year don't have the bigs. They don't have bigs this year.
Okay.
They got more guard. They don't have no Derek Lively's and they don't have no Jalen Durham. They ain't got none of them monsters this year. So guess what? You can go get you're a good guard. You can go get your game on unless you're coming in there trying to mess with JoJo Tugler. But
well, you know what I look at it like this, Hatter?
Huh?
And there's something to think about. Think about this. We take JoJo Tugler's name and put it to the side.
Okay.
Where's JoJo Tugler ranked in the country right now?
I don't know. Nowhere.
Well, is he a top 100 player right now in the ranked? Is he currently ranked in anybody's top 100 in the country?
I have no idea. Okay.
No, he's not.
I got you. Okay.
He's not ranked in anybody's top 200 in the country right now.
Okay.
Now, here's what I'm getting at. Just like, here's the thing. It's the trap. And I don't let people put us in the trap. I had one guy told me, man, the whole country down. That's kind of spun off from what you just said. Like, ain't no big. We didn't have none either. We got a JoJo Tugler, a kid that was in the mud.
Yeah,
we got him out the mud.
But Jimmy, so in this particular case, they was looking for bigs. There's somebody who was. Well, this wasn't no regular. This a person.
That means that regular are looking for a nationally ranked top McDonald's All-American big. We don't have them. So, but on JoJo Tugler's, in his defense, we got a whole bunch of dudes that's JoJo Tugler's side than EYBL. Y'all kiss my ass on that.
Yeah.
I don't let people tell y'all that stuff.
Yeah. But Jimmy,
so guess what?
When he mentioned, hold up, ain't no Jalen Durham's or Derek Lively. He mentioned those two names.
And guess what? That ain't our fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
That ain't our fault down here in Texas.
No. He wasn't even talking about Texas. He talking about potential NBA player. We wasn't talking. See, you talking high school basketball. I was talking to somebody thinking about potential.
I got a message from a guy that covers the country.
Okay.
Was like, man, it's down all over the country. No, the hell with that.
I ain't heard that. I ain't heard nothing about nobody down. I ain't heard that.
And all of a sudden now, that's the whole thing. And get it, guys. Don't get twisted. There's enough people that cover Texas or that live in Texas that talk enough shit to those other people around the country, because for most part, a lot of those guys around the country don't hardly come into our state, but maybe 2 times a year. So we understand. A lot of us antagonize them to the point where they will try to justify or downplay any success that we have as minimal. Minimal.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, so you're saying the reason Houston Hoop can go 3-1 because they ain't got
Yeah, who they played? They played Team Hero.
I got you.
Team Hero just started. That's Tyler Hero. They ain't got
you.
nobody. They just an upstart. So it's
you.
always something. So then
I'm
I say, okay, what about Team Takeover? Wasn't they the Peace Jam champions just 2 years ago, a couple of years ago?
I got you.
And you got to go and just keep digging and eliminating excuses and don't accept. Guys, most of y'all are way smarter than what them people think about it. Some people in New York still thank you a country farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody will talk to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
They think you slow.
But they women like you though. I just want to throw that in for free, but keep going.
But I mean, guys, it's and that's right. I was thinking Duncanville when I was talking about that too. Duncanville wins they get crowned the mythical national champions by the Fab 50, and now Max Preps, and now UIL is considering stripping them of their championship. We talk about that, of course, on another day and more in depth on that.
Yeah,
but
I want to hear about that.
I just want to remind you guys, don't understand. I'm telling you guys, certain kids are talented, and then you downplay, you don't realize how much we got because our talented kids are playing against each other on every week in this city, in this area, especially in that DFW as well. This time of the year, it's Texas versus them. DFW can't do it by themselves. Mm-hmm. Houston can't do it by ourselves. You guys from Silsbee and Beaumont, you try to sit on the island if you want to. You can't do it without H-Town. So it's Texas for this month. It's the live period. Texas
hold up. Texas over everybody.
I mean, that's what it is right now. Guys, when you playing against the family, that's Michigan.
Yep. Whole Michigan.
When you playing against Mean Streets, that's Illinois.
Chicago. Yeah. I mean Illinois. You're right. You playing against Night Riders, that's Florida.
That's Florida. Do you guys get it? Team Why Not? That's SoCal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oakland Soldiers, that's North California. That's the whole North California.
But it's California.
Let it soak in. We have fragments playing against wholes. And every time we start thinking, what if you had this guy, and they played against that guy, they'll ignore it. Then they wait till what they are saying is a down year for them. Our state has had down years. We've had a few down years in the last 5-6 years. But by our standards, what do you call a down year? Well, hell, we had one McDonald All-American. That's a down year. Jared Vanderbilt was the only McDonald American this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Who was?
Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
The kid from Dallas Kimball, the year that he made it, he was the only kid from the whole state made a McDonald All-American. The kid from South Carolina who went to Dallas Kimball, the guard. What's his name? You guys help me out on that. You guys, man, what's his name? You go look in where my stash at. Yeah, I got it right here. I got it right here. I tell you.
Archie, where was Archie this weekend? Juwan Evans.
There you go. Juwan Evans.
He had a hard time in that NBA.
No, I'm just saying that was the only McDonald's All-American. In 2019, Samuel Williamson was the only McDonald's All-American boy. I'm sorry, Tyrese Maxey. I'm sorry. 2018 and 2017 is the 2 years that I had in the back of my mind. I mentioned Jared Vanderbilt.
Right.
That was 2017. He was the only Mickey D's out of the state of Texas. 2018, Quentin Grimes was the only Mickey D's out of the state of Texas. Where they both from?
Quentin Grimes from New Orleans, Houston.
And where Jared Vanderbilt from?
Houston.
So if we had the only McDonald's All-Americans, then Dallas didn't have none, and they want to make you think they were just hot as fish grease. Why the hell what did they have none in those 2 years? That was just 5 years ago, guys, and 4 years ago. Right? So now we have a streak where we have missed one for a couple of years.
Okay.
It happens. But collectively, the state of Texas has been spitting them out, and we are kicking butt. You embrace that. You rock with that. And don't let nobody try to persuade you different.
Damien, why? Why you say don't say Quentin Grimes' name's too loud? Why?
Don't say his name too loud.
Why?
Probably his folks might think you're hating on him.
Pope. Not on
No,
this
Quentin
show.
Grimes' name is like Candyman. You can't say it 5 times now.
No, man. Is it that bad? But see, I don't keep up with that kind of stuff, so I'm glad.
You know, I mean, guys.
What?
No, we don't get overtime there. We got a couple.
No, we got some stuff to do today, player. Jimmy, you got a minute. Jimmy, you got a minute. Hey, yeah, Jimmy, Jimmy, the play-ins tonight.
Oh man, let's end on that note real quick. Don't forget, guys. 7. I mean,
6.
What time is the first game tonight?
6 hour game. 6 hour time.
6 o'clock. Brooklyn and Cleveland.
Yeah. Jared Vanderbilt ain't gonna play either.
Huh? Jared Allen.
Not Jared Allen. I'm sorry.
Jared Allen. Jared Allen. No Jared Allen. They're playing in Brooklyn against Cleveland tonight, and basically the winner of that game gets a guaranteed playoff spot. The loser of that game will face the winner of the 9 and 10 seeds playing each other. And that 9 and 10 is Atlanta and Charlotte, which should be a dandy of a game.
Ooh.
A dandy of a game.
Ooh. I kind of like this play-in. Who was that didn't want to play in? LeBron. And his ass couldn't even get in the play-in. Talking about, man, who came up with this stupid rule? I like this playoff. See, y'all, you can't listen to everything LeBron said. I know you brunsexuals. You can't listen to everything he said. Because you remember, Jimmy, if he had his way, he didn't want to play in.
Say, so New Orleans done snuck their ass into the play-in. Yeah, man. They got to play San Antonio.
Ain't that something?
And the winner going to play the loser out of Minnesota and the Clippers.
Jimmy, they thought they left the kid from dead, the new black coach, the little coach. They left him for dead, Jimmy. And Zion didn't play. They left him for dead, and he done came and won and got him in the playoffs, man. Unfreaking believable. I just loved it. I'm serious. Jimmy, I'm kind of excited. The Nets, right? You got 2 of the best players on the planet playing in a play-in game, Jimmy. Who'd have thought? Willie Green. Thank you, baby. Willie Green. Thank you. Willie Green. Y'all, sometimes my mind just ain't working right. He got him in the play, Jimmy. He got him in the play-in, Jimmy. Jimmy, LeBron James, he gone. Street clothes, gone. Frank Vogel, gone. And Russell Westbrook come on there talking about, they just gave it about, man, I didn't like the way they was playing me all year. They just gave the ball to me. Just give me the ball. Let me do. Man, y'all know I love Russ. Russ needs to, man, Jimmy, sometime when that camera get in front of you, you got to just be a little bit more cool. You just got to be a little bit more cool. I don't want to hear about LeBron James no more. They run Frank Vogel. What else you got, Jimmy? Come on, what else you want to talk about?
That's the game tonight, of course. That's 2 games. The 6 o'clock game, once again, is the East. And the 8:30 games tonight will be, I'm sorry, let me take that back. It's 1 6 o'clock game tonight, and that's the Brooklyn and Cleveland. The Atlanta and Charlotte is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, absolutely.
At 6.
Right.
And the second game tonight is Minnesota and the Clippers.
Yeah.
And Minnesota and the Clippers is tonight.
Gonna be a good one.
And the winner will get the 7th seed. Tomorrow, the second game is New Orleans hosting San Antonio. And New Orleans, once again, uh, does Zion come back if they make the playoffs?
Well, he's showing videos of his big, excuse me, with his self. Man, that boy look big. Oh my God, he don't need to wear no hoodie. Tell hey y'all, whoever know him, tell him don't wear no hoodie no more. Oh my God, he look big. His neck Jimmy was this big. I hope he play. I hope they win this game. Man, I'm serious, y'all. I've never been this excited about. I mean, I was excited last year, but these playoff, this playing game was a masterful thing by Adam Silver, and he went against LeBron and a few other people who talking about it was dumb. So, but if Zion, Jimmy, I wonder, Jimmy, they keeping it quiet, so he might play.
I'm just curious to see. Just keep your eyes open on that part in regarding to Zion. If you know, you also hearing rumblings about Ben Simmons.
Yeah, gonna play 20 minutes a game.
Starting when? Tonight?
They didn't say. They didn't say. I don't know about that one, man. Ben Simmons been stealing money. Boy, Ben Simmons is a thief.
Well, you know one thing that they don't need Ben Simmons on the offensive end to be a scorer. They can use his defense and handle. It's kind of hard to. You don't need muscle. You need muscle memory to play defense.
No, that's desire.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's desire. That's desire.
So he probably can if he buys into
Jim.
You know,
the man said, my boy, they called me. They called me and told me something happened yesterday. I ain't had a chance to see it yet. They talking about, man, how in the hell did he hurt his back, Jim? He ain't been doing shit. What are you doing?
Man, you know them Kardashian freak as hell, man. You know they no telling. You know them Kardashian gals, man. Come on now.
They little though, Jimmy. My old ass can pick one of them up.
You ever played the game Twister when you was a little boy?
Yeah.
Twister.
Yeah.
It's
right foot green.
Big ass.
Right arm yellow.
Big ass trying to, and they hit the spinner and it goes on yellow. And then you got to go to blue.
Hey, but this, man, he talking about watch out for Chicago. That is Moody Chicago. That thing that hits this wagon. I don't know about Chicago no more. Watch out for Memphis. Watch out for Memphis. Man, but you know what, Kevin Durant is playing in the play-in, man. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. That dude talking about, I just said, man, I can pick up one of the girls. That's all I said. I can pick up one of the girls. That's all I said. Come on, Jeremy. That was Jimmy talking about the Kardashian. But I'm just trying to see, how did he hurt his back? Y'all playing around. How did this man hurt his back? But that's it, man. Hey, Jimmy, this is a long time.
And also tomorrow we'll share with you guys. The Houston Chronicle released their All Greater Houston boys and girls teams, and we'll go through that on tomorrow, Women Rock Wednesday. The All Greater Houston teams, boys and girls, and of course, the Player of the Year for the girls is Caitlin Duhan from Summer Creek and PJ Haggerty from Crosby, respectively, or the boys and girls Player of the Year. We'll talk about those on tomorrow, rightfully so, on Women Rock Wednesday. Go through some of those young ladies, and so you have a chance now to let some of them know that they might hear their name talked about on the Chop Shop during Wednesday's broadcast. Also, for the boys, we'll talk about them as well. They have a public school and a private school list of the first team, second team, All Greater Houston teams. That's from the Houston Chronicle. So we'll dive into that on tomorrow.
Hey, Jimmy, guess what I'm gonna dive into tomorrow? I'm gonna dive into Amisha Williams Holiday. Tomorrow, just y'all Google that name, Amisha Williams Holiday. I happen to be blessed enough to cover it and watch her play this year. Jackson State. She got drafted to the WNBA. One of the first HBCU, becoming the first HBCU player drafted in the 19 years of the WNBA. I can't Gulfport, Mississippi, Jimmy, I'm telling you, I I ain't gonna say I knew. I knew she was better than everybody I seen. You know what I'm saying? Watching them girls, she was better than every girl I seen. And the WNBA thought about it. I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow. The Jackson State situation, but we're gonna talk about that tomorrow too. So if anybody know her, let her know she gonna be talked about on the Chop Shop tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, and WNBA draft, we'll kind of rock with that a little bit as well on tomorrow on the docket tomorrow. You guys make sure you share the show. You haven't done so already. Share the show one time for us on the Chop Shop so that we can increase our social media digital footprint throughout the World Wide Web.
And Jimmy, if you're on YouTube, you go and share it to your Twitter page. Or if you're on YouTube, go share it to the last 5 people that you text. You know, they've been wearing the hell out of you, asking you for something anyway. Just send them that link back to their ass. Send them that link back.
Yeah, you can copy and paste as well, and that's a good thing. And also the transfer portal, Heather. That was the last thing I wanted. The transfer portal is approaching 2,000
for both though. But for D1 and D2.
Yeah, that's. Now also locally, the amount the transfer portal for Greater Houston players has reached the 40 player mark. 40. That's just Division 1s. 40. Kendrick Davis
on the move again, Jimmy. Where are you trying to go?
Guess what? Wherever we go, we're going to sit out unless he graduating.
Oh, if he graduate, he don't. I got you.
Unless he graduate.
Oh, that's right.
There we go. We're going to sit out.
Oh.
Now don't get it twisted. No. He could get a waiver. Oh man, he can get a waiver. He will get a waiver. Remember, KD lost a relative,
right?
And his father came up, has been missing.
But Jimmy, you saying he's trying to come back here then?
He can't. You can come back here, but what school? U of H is
That's what I'm saying. But you saying he get a because of his. So
you can come back. You can come. Yeah, you can come home. So it means your options will be limited.
I got you.
You'll be limited to what? TSU?
If you don't use that argument, Jimmy, that's all I'm saying. That means you're trying to come back home, right?
In normal cases, yeah.
Okay.
But in his case, his father came up missing, according to the reports, from out of the DFW area. So that means all KD would have to. His defense would be, I need to get the hell away from here because it reminds me of my father.
Okay.
Coming up missing. So it's possible he can get somewhere to fresher grounds that way he can clear his mindset. So that would, Kendrick Davis. But we have 40 and all 40 names you can find on the front of rcssports.com.
Right now.
rcssports.com. We got all 40 of them on the front page. You can go. And Kendrick Lofton, Kenneth Lofton Jr. is in the portal. And let me just tell you guys right now, I'm expecting for Kenneth Lofton Jr. to commit and sign with University of Houston in the next 96 hours.
Why 96? Why you pulling a 96 up out of it? You people usually said 48 or 72. Your ass, you're a math man. You done went to 96 on out.
Take it to the weekend. So once again, that's going to give a hell of a thump to University of Houston.
They win a national championship if he comes.
And their projectile, they got to get one rim protector just to have a Chris Harris type, and they're going to get one. Trust me. If you're a 6'10" out there in the portal, and you look and see all these boys coming back for U of H, and they pick up Kenneth Lofton Jr., that's U of H is his dream school, guys. It's his dream school. And from what I've learned, whenever you find out that a kid has a chance to go to his dream school, get the hell out of the way. Say, go, young man, go. That's his dream school. U of H wasn't that hot on him by the time he committed to Louisiana Tech. They came in there after he had already when he committed, and U of H tried to get him to stall and hold back, and he said, "No, I'm going where I am wanted at the time. U of H wanted him, but they did not need him, have a need for him. Put it like that. Did not have a need for him.
And I think if he had waited a little longer, Jimmy, because they had to get rid of, U of H had to get rid of a player first, and that's when my young fella left and went up to San Antonio. Cedric Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cedric they had to make, yeah. So it's unique, man. I mean, hey, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Archie asks, is JVF Francis still? Yes, JVF Francis is still there.
But he ain't no big man.
Any player that don't get to play or ride the bench for University of Houston in their first season, that's in certain programs like this, that's not looked upon as a bad thing.
No, absolutely not.
It's not looked upon as a bad thing because waiting your turn it's proving good results.
It's working.
Jamal Shedd was on that bench when the season first started. He was a freshman.
Man.
And waiting your turn. So now either two things will happen. Either JVF Francis is going to improve and become a variation of what Fabian White was, or he won't, and they will replace him. Big time. That's big time basketball right now. They're going to the Big 12.
We ain't got time to talk about that UIL stuff because Jimmy gonna take us around the world.
That's not today. We're talking that on tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah.
Probably on Thursday. Give you guys something to go into. Now, don't forget, guys, it's time to get up out of here. Shot one time for the Houston Astros, 3-1.
Who did that one? Who we lose that one to? I said, I said we. I said, who we lose that one to?
It was a 4-game series. We lost. We beat the Angels. Remember, 3-1 in a 4-game series. We start another series today against the Arizona. What they used to be called the Diamondbacks. Are they still the Diamondbacks? And that's who the Astros are playing today. So we
They playing the Diamondbacks tonight. Okay, I'll watch it. Well, just let me know when the V man is pitching. That's the only time I want to watch. When the V, when the V, Justin Verlander. In case you didn't know who I was talking about.
Where's Rod Wells and Rod Wells?
He right there.
Rod Wells, how the Dodgers doing this season?
Come on, man. Don't go there with that. Don't go with that. That's my other team now. Don't say nothing about my team.
Well, we'll get up out of here, guys. We're going to land this plane, and we'll see you guys in 22 hours, man. It's time to slide down Dino's back and yap do this thing on this Tuesday. Thanks for everybody for tuning to the Chop Shop. Robert Haller, this is Jim Hicks. We'll get with you on tomorrow. Peace. We up out of here.